Friday, July 23rd, we have a full moon taking place in Aquarius at 1 degree actually. So here's a fun fact. We are going to have back-to-back full moons in Aquarius. This one's happening at the beginning of the sign. Next month, it's happening at the end of a sign. What does this tell us? It tells us we have a little bit of work to do. It tells us that we're going to try really hard under this full moon to end, to release, to cut the cords, and that we might take 2 steps forward, but we're going to end up taking 1 step back. And then luckily for us, we're going to have another full moon in Aquarius next month to help us cut the cord completely. So let's talk about it. First of all, what does a full moon want to do? Well, it wants to illuminate for us what isn't working. It wants to illuminate for us where it is that we need to end things, where closure is needed, where it is that chapters are ending for good. Now, this Aquarian energy, let's talk about this for a second. The Aquarian energy is going to take us back to January and February of this year. Now, we came into this year with a lot of hopes, a lot of dreams, a lot of visions that we were looking to fulfill. We were downloaded, we were awakened to a new perspective, a new reality in which we wanted to live. Many of us failed, okay? Let's just call it what it is. Many of us failed for whatever reason. External, internal, blockages, doesn't matter. We were blocked for whatever reason. The first half of the year was about us getting our shit straight inside of us. The second half of the year is us kind of projecting out that frustration, that desire, that passion in order to make things happen in the second chapter. So we need to rewind back to the beginning of the year and see what it is that we were trying to bring to life that we failed to bring to life. Now, we're not going to be sad about it because everything happens for a reason. We just didn't have a system and a structure put into place in order for us to strategically and logically and practically make the kind of moves that we were hoping to make. So the Aquarian energy is an air energy. It's very intellectual. It is the Great Awakener being ruled over by Uranus. Technically speaking, from a collective level, from humanity's perception here, we are going through the Great Awakening. That's what 2020 was all about. 2021 is about experimenting with the new perspectives that we've now been downloaded with, the new information that we now have about what's going on in the global stage, and making some tweaks to our routines, to the way that we are holding ourselves. This is why people have changed jobs, changed relationships, moved home, all kinds of disruptions. Why? Because the systems and the structures, the foundations that we were living off of, they weren't that strong. They were ready to crumble at any time. It's like living in a house where the foundation is crumbling one day at a time. How long are you going to stay in that house, right? So the full moon in Aquarius is coming at a time to illuminate for us where it is that we tried to be independent and breaking free from some of the confines, some of the restrictions, some of the systems and structures that weren't working for us. Of course, we had a plan, we had a great vision, we were emotionally detached enough to see it from a logical and practical standpoint. We had a bigger vision on how it is that collectively we should be moving forward, right? So here's the thing. This Aquarian energy is the greater, grander collective. It is the collective conscious. In the Piscean energy, it's the unconscious collective. In the Aquarian energy, it is the conscious collective. It is what we are now realizing. It is the new information that we're bringing in that has the potential to change the game. So you have the sun right now in Leo, very focused on what do I want? What do I need? What do I desire? What is my heart asking for, right? The individual, my skills, my talents, my path, my truth, versus and opposing the full moon in Aquarius that is more focused on what is best for humanity. Where can my individual skills and talents come into play to help other people? And for the most part, we failed. We failed to do this. We tried to get the party started back at the beginning of the year, and for the most part, we failed in bringing our big dream into life. However, the full moon in Aquarius is here to show us where it is that we need to close the door, detach from those old dreams, old visions. Why? Because we have more information to work with now. Now we have a new meaning, a new purpose that we have to follow. Now we have new information, new skills, new talents that are needed in the world. Now we have to release that in order to prepare ourselves on how it is that we're going to move forward. So of course, I'm going to ask that you download the Moon Guide, because we're definitely going to go more into depths in the Moon Guide of all the different energies going on under this full moon in Aquarius. Mostly what I want you to focus on is detaching from old ideals, old visions, old dreams, recognizing that if relationships are falling apart, it's because they are no longer in the same vibration and frequency. If friendships are falling apart, let them go, because new people are coming in. You got to create a space. Again, we are in Leo season, where divine connections are absolutely coming forth and taking place. We are in a time where new soul contracts are coming in. However, if we keep holding on to the wrong people, the wrong connections, they're never going to come in. The new ones are never going to have a space to actually enter into our realms. So this is really going to hit us home. Now, luckily for us, there's more going on in the intellect than there is the heart space. Lord knows we need a break from the intensity of it all. But nonetheless, the Aquarian energy is here to awaken us to a brand new path, a brand new plan, a brand new vision, a brand new way to progress forward.